This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. And of all days, I think today qualifies, Paulie, as a 3-hour banger. Why? Lisa Ann in studio coming up in 30 minutes. That'll be fun. She's here right now, hanging out, Circa.
Yep.
Can't wait to talk fantasy football with her.
What a pivot. 4 million followers on Instagram. Our paths finally cross after all these years she's been watching. Be hanging out at Mandalay Bay this weekend if you want to talk fantasy with her.
It is a monstrous weekend here in Las Vegas for fantasy leagues. Mandalay Bay is going to be one of the spots. Circa, obviously, a great job by Luke getting her in studio today. Vegas Maddie on the show coming up in an hour. Footballcontest.com. We'll get a lay of the land for these betting contests from a proxy. Sean Green, Sports Gambling Podcast, 90 Minutes, futures with him. And Steve Wiss. I was off last week. I did hear a little bit of the Meat Man when I was driving around with you last week.
The Butcher.
Wasn't he? Did he have an unblemished record last week?
4-0-1.
What a start.
Yep. Prem's underway. 2-0 Arsenal. Good times, man. A lot going on.
We'll get to maybe one of the pitching matchups of the entire year, which starts in 10 minutes, coming up in a few here. Biggest takeaway from last night, Paulie?
Raiders' defense is pathetic.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Horrific beat if you had the Texans. You ever see an easier 94-yard drive? Dump off. 94-yard drive in a minute 20? Ridiculous.
You name it, Texans or the under.
Yep. So that is now 16 straight completions between Brissett and Minshew, and then Mills went 11 of 15 as well. So their defense is pathetic. Epic comeback down 20-3. But I don't know why Kubiak is waiting to name Cousins the starter. And certainly this young defense could get torched early and often. And I would say that is risky business if you want to use the Raiders' Week 1 survivor.
Yeah, I thought that weeks ago.
Yeah.
When people were projecting that the Raiders, I'm like, stop, don't do it. I know that they're taking on Miami, but if there's going to be a week, like I said the other day, that you're either going to use Miami or not play against them, it would be Week 1, to me anyway, with the Raiders. Are they going to be on a game-by-game basis? Do you think they're going to be an over team because the defense is so bad, or is it possible that their offense is just going to not be that great this year?
No, I think the offense will improve. Kubiak will make a big difference.
That's where I'm kind of at, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they'll be good offensively.
Well, my biggest that's one of them. My biggest takeaway would be the continuing emergence of rookie wide receiver Deshaun Stribling. This is absolutely bonkers, man. And he dropped that 33-yard touchdown where he got behind the defense. Otherwise, so how about this? Ryan Paganetti with a great tweet. He is the first player in at least 20 years to total 11 catches within the first 20 minutes of 2 consecutive preseason games. The next closest, Des Bryant in 2013, Demaryius Thomas in 2014, Jeremy Maclin in 2015, and Stribling almost had that touchdown as well. And I was not even joking on Monday when we did. I don't want to overreact, but tell me the path where he is not going to be the number 1 targeted receiver for Brock Purdy this year. Injury? Mike Evans plays 16 games. Kittle plays 15, 16. I don't think any of that's going to happen. Unless Stribling gets injured, and I saw some fantasy pundits talking about this.
Yeah.
They're like, for those of you who are still reluctant to move him up, you're making a huge mistake. Mm-hmm. He has to continue to climb on fantasy boards, and that means he is still dropping to an offensive rookie of the year, but it all makes sense. And I'm here for all of it, Paulie. Mm-hmm. Pass-happy offense, Purdy's really good. This guy might be the number 1 target on the team. Loved what I saw last night.
It's good. No doubt about it. All in on that guy.
Yep.
Excellent. And I think the 49ers are going to have a pretty good offense, too. Got to stay healthy. You might get Kittle back Week 1 for the Rams game, which would be a big boost and a big shot in the arm. That's right.
I got a question for Lisa Ann in 25 minutes regarding Christian McCaffrey, because I kind of don't want him at all where he's going right now in fantasy drafts and not betting him offensive player of the year, any of that stuff. So this baseball game that we have coming up in about 5 minutes, it's a doozy. Atlanta at Milwaukee, it's Sale versus The Miz. And the total at some spots got all the way down to 5.5. That is as well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the lowest total you're going to see.
Well, then you get bullpens involved too. I mean, that's not much to ask to get it over as well. So
you get a blooper, you get an air.
Yeah, right. But a great matchup here, and the Brewers trying to become the first team to get to 80 wins and on pace to win 100, still trying to get the 1 seed. Braves just off the sweep against Minnesota, but bounced back and beat the White Sox yesterday, which is a good performance. So they're in a kind of a weird scheduling spot here as well. But great pitching matchup to start today on a good card. And again, nobody wants this for these this sixth seed in the American League or even the AL West, which Houston continues to embarrass themselves if they get thumped at home by the Angels. So I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs now. They were supposed to take advantage of this easy stretch, and they're getting their asses handed to them.
I know it. So Mrs. K prop today is 9.5, like it typically is now. Over is plus 114. If you want to go with a smaller number, you can lay a little bit more juice. Over 8.5 is right around minus 155. So to his K prop on the year, Jacob Mizorowski is 17-6 to the over in 23 starts. Double-digit Ks in 10 of those games. He had 7 against Atlanta, only 7 against Atlanta on, that would have been June 19th. Sale tonight, 7.5. Over there is minus 115. Been a tale of 2 years for Chris Sale. He started the year with 5 straight unders with his K prop. Then he went over in 6 straight, currently riding a 4-game over streak. Ks by game last 4 going back, 9, 8, 9, and 11. He struck out 7 Brewers when he faced him the one time earlier this year as well. So this is, I don't know. I mean, under 1.5 first 3?
No. Wait. There's a good prop up at Caesars. Will he throw 3 pitches over 104 miles an hour? And it's plus money. I think that's a good bet.
Do you know how many times he's touched 104 this year?
I do not have that in front of me.
I know it's 103 is
yes.
Infinite, but
that's the story of the day. 4 of the top 5 ERA leaders are all in action here. So you got these 2 guys going. Cam's going later. Melton is going later, and we'll see if he bounces back after a win. But you're right. You make one mistake, and that thing goes over. First 3, first 5, and the game.
The Noah Cameron game against Melton is a sneaky, really good pitching matchup.
How good has he been? I know.
Can you explain what's going on with Noah Cameron?
No, I can't. 1 or 0 runs allowed for the last 5.
And the one game was against the Dodgers.
After he was terrible.
Yeah, he was awful.
Yeah, he was batting practice for that long.
I thought they're going to send him down. He can't. They got to skip him in the rotation. What the hell's going on here? He had a very promising rookie year last year. But now, I'd like to say that after that masterpiece that he threw in his last game, but this has been like a month straight now for the guy.
Yep.
And Melton got roughed up against the White Sox his last start, but for like 2 months, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cleveland's $1.50 in Colorado against Gordon. They've lost 15 of the last 17 appearances by Gordon. And I want to see, if not now, when for Freddie. Freddie better have a good outing here, because he's been last 12 starts 1-6 with an ERA of 7. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 7 with Tampa. This is not what they signed up for, what they thought they'd get. And Rogers has been good, and he's cheap, only $1.20 at home. He's another guy that got off to a bad start, 6-2 with a 2.45 going back in his last 12. Mm-hmm. So this is, come on, Freddie. And the total's only 7.5, as bad as Freddie's been, and how Tampa's been good offensively.
I like the move when they got him. Said it multiple times on the year. I think if there's going to be a spot, I said this, where Freddie Peralta can pick it back up and kind of get back to that form that he had last couple of years with Milwaukee, Tampa would be a great spot. Hasn't been the case. That needs to correct itself going into the playoffs. Now would be a good time to start. I'll give you some player props. Guys who like batter versus pitcher matchups. Josh Bell against Joe Musgrove. 545 batting average, a home run and an extra base hit. Yandy Diaz against Trevor Rogers, 538 batting average, has smacked him around quite well. Randall Grichuk against Sean Manaea, 316 with 4 extra base hits and 2 home runs. And Rafael Devers against Sonny Gray, a 286 average, 3 extra base hits, 2 home runs. And Sonny's not going to win the Cy Young. We talked about that earlier this week. MLB.com did a poll. He was 5th actually in the American League, so don't bet him. But Logan Webb has turned it on. And you expected him to do that at some point throughout the season. We're in the middle of that right now.
Why did Seattle wait so long with Kate Anderson? What's that all about?
That's a great question, Paulie.
10-1 with an ERA of 1 in 18 starts at Double-A. He starts tomorrow against the Cubbies in an afternoon game. I got to see what the hype's about and if the kid can deliver.
Well, I mean,
and hopefully, imagine if there's anything like he was in Double-A.
How about how good he was last year in college?
Yeah.
Guy was absolutely lights out. Phenomenal. And we thought, how about this? The rich get richer by the Mariners pitching staff adding Kate Anderson, and the pitching staff this year has been a complete letdown. I don't know is it a contract thing? I don't follow that stuff. So is that what it was? Because again, Kirby,
what do you want?
Kirby got lit up again last night.
Well, what else does he have to do?
No, that's the thing, Paul.
He's 10-1 with an ERA of 1. Let's go.
I know. Why did the Pirates wait on Paul Skeens?
Yeah,
Why
right.
did the Cubs wait on Chris Bryant so famously?
Uh-huh.
You know, it never makes any sense because these organizations are a joke when it comes to this.
Yeah.
But this team has it's been a cry for help for 2 months for the Mariners.
Yeah.
And they finally do it. Do you see this? Aaron Judge hasn't played in since May 31st? He's got more hits and home runs than Cal Raleigh.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, God.
He's batting 156 on the year. Have we... so he's the ultimate guy where everybody in the world knew that he was going to come back to the pack. But like this, has there ever been a fall? I mean, the guy completely fell off a cliff this year.
Did Brady Anderson do it? Or was it gradual? Did he go from 50
He
down
went
to
from
like
50, but
15 or something? But this is, you're
yeah,
right.
but last year
You're
was
right
60 to
about his
this.
bat. Yeah,
you can't play him.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. How bad he's been.
I can't imagine there's been a bigger drop ever.
All right, you got the over too. 3-0 Arsenal, right off the bat. You got the over in the first Premier League.
Okay.
So good start there.
Do you have future bets for the Prim yet?
No, I'm going to wait to see what the Butcher says coming up. I mean, I looked at some of the stuff. Like Hall City, who's supposed to be awful, they're $5 to be relegated. Wow. I got to wait and see what the meat man says. But that could be a points total under with Hall City. They could be dreadful.
Brewers, Braves underway. Mizorowski facing Acuna, 2-1 count here. Top of the first. Win, lose early. We'll kick around the 3 playoff games on the betting board for tonight in the NFL, including an incredible 41-1 ATS run going tonight.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. Use promo code TRYRTN for a 5-day free trial.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Why in the world does everybody love the Denver Broncos? We're going to answer that question on Monday's episode of Money Moves. Nobody gets it. The Broncos have every indicator that they're going to fall back down to the pack. We'll tell you why. Plus, Aaron Murray, Georgia quarterback, ESPN analyst, will be with us as we take a look at the SEC, as it is week 0 in college football. And what better time than now to be joined by Josh Nunn from the Action Network as we take a look at the week 0 and week 1 cards in college football. So don't miss it. It's Money Moves, 11 to 1 Pacific, 2 to 4 Eastern, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Anytime home run, Luke's 14-1. Jones 8-1. Witt 6-1. Most strikeouts, daily specials. Williams did it again, 3-1. Most runs, Angels 20-1. Highest scoring game, Angels Astros 8-1. Texas behind DeGrom won, $1.50 up to 180. Angels were plus 165. For the first time since 1994, the Royals complete a 4-game sweep over the A's. Raiders plus 1.5 to minus 2.5, and the over 38 up to 42.5. How about the landing spot, too? Oh, my God. That's dreadful. And it happened again.
Oh, the kicker, by the way.
Not even close.
No, it's so unfortunate. The rookie from Hawaii.
Yeah. Not even close.
No.
And after selling for $1 billion in 2021, the Timberwolves sold for $4.5 billion today. What is going on in the NBA? And who even knows if this money's even real with what's going on?
You have to question it now across the board.
David Stern was like, no Middle East money, no, I don't want any funny business.
Right.
And Silver's like, okay, let's get it up there. The evaluations, let's go high as we can go, right? $4.5 billion for the Timberwolves. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. Bulldogs today at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. Or they're playing with the water. See if the big guy can catch it. Little teamwork here, right? Guy steps on it, get a little drink. It's hot out there, and he catches it before it hits the ground. And they're trying to. Yeah, he's got it. All right. They keep him entertained for 2 hours doing that with that game in the backyard. That's excellent. Good job, guys. You sent this in. There's another good one too, where the owner leaves and immediately. This is serious business here. About when the owner leaves, how freaked out the dog gets, and it takes a while, revving it up like an engine.
Oh, this.
That's a record.
That has to be a record, right?
That beats a husky.
Damn, is that impressive?
How can you do that? It's like I thought it was AI, but it's real.
I sent it over to Luke and you, and I'm like, guys, is this real? I don't know how it is, and did some digging on it. Luke did. He's like, no, it appears to be like it's the real deal, man.
Why is he in a bad mood? Or is this just his regular routine?
It must
right?
be.
Usually huskies like to talk, or sometimes the dogs get animated when you leave and they're stuck at home. And we'll show plenty of those in the next couple of days. But take it easy, big fella. It's okay. And impressive nevertheless. Chargers 2-12 straight up running home in the preseason. Blasted by the Niners. Here's a lose some. You see what the Cavs did today? This guy is the Kirk Cousins of the NBA. They gave Harden 3 for 97.
Oh, yeah.
He's 37 years old. Oh, he's made a fortune.
I mean...
And never won a big game in his life.
At this point of his career, how is he making... It's funny money, whatever, I don't get it. But
you can't give him $97 million.
Like, how does he make more than $5 million a year?
It always worked out for him. Oh, I want out. Well, they won't trade me. Okay, I won't try. Okay, and then I get the contract extension here. And I get the contract... It didn't work out with the Clippers. Go out to Cleveland. Okay, we got swept in the conference finals. Give me my $97 million. Okay, no problem.
You had to have him that badly? Who are you bidding against?
I don't know, but there was a handshake. Well, Mitchell wanted him. That was one reason why they did that,
okay,
too,
well then you have to give him $100 million?
Yeah, I'd rather have Garland, no doubt. Bad beats, Texans and under. Led 20-3. It's 20-16. It's 2nd and 1. If they pick up the first down, the game's over. They run out the clock. 2nd and 1, run up the middle, nothing. 3rd and 1, run up the middle, nothing. Punt. O'Connell goes 94 yards in 1:20. Give me a break. That was sick. And just zero resistance. How easy it was. How that final drive was for O'Connell. So condolences, Texans, and the under. Football season's here. Here's how the Sharp Plays sees it. Exclusive data feeds from 4 major books. All of it filtered and sorted by version 6.0 of their AI model. And the receipts, every play logged, every result public. Records go back to 2011. No one else in the industry runs one, and they get audited daily. Steam chasing, no steam chasing, no stale trends, no recycle plays. Follow the Sharp Money at sharpplays.com.
So I know our buddy, professional bettor Chuck Edel, was on VSiN Primetime last night talking about betting the preseason, and he told Matt and Tim that he got that when the Denver game moved to Broncos -7, he took that number with Green Bay. I think a lot of the reasons why were because Denver played. They have been awesome. I'll give you the numbers in a minute here, but they played such a terrific game last week, and Green Bay was absolutely horrendous. And LaFleur probably wants to bounce back a little bit and look better. So Jordan Love and the starters will play, quote, a bit. I mean, I guess I don't know what that means, but
I can't do it.
When these coaches come out and say, we're going to play a series, like how about Herbert last night?
Yeah.
Run up the middle, 2 more snaps, get him out of the game. But he said he was going to play maybe a series.
Harbaugh, man of his word.
Yeah.
This team is such a freight train. They're the new Baltimore. It's 8 in a row straight up in ATS. It's 31 points a game. They kill people. And then we're going to see Knicks, too. So I like the quarterback rotation, and I don't like what's behind Love. There is that angle where teams look so bad, you think they'd turn it around this weekend. But what Peyton has done and what Denver has done here is an incredible run in the preseason, just killing people.
So, since Peyton took over in Denver as the head coach, 10-0 straight up in the first half, winning by 13 points per game. Also, there's this today, VSiN.com. The Mackinnon numbers are fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know people are going to poo-poo this, and I don't put, it's more fascinating than anything else, but outright winners are 41-1 ATS in Denver preseason games. And as you said, the Broncos have won and covered 8 straight preseason games as well. So that just means the point spread doesn't come into play. But 40, 1 loss, one tie going back. Green Bay has lost 8 of their last 10 straight up as a preseason dog, 2-7-1. And as a favorite, the numbers are even better for Denver. 17-4 straight up, 15-5-1 ATS.
Can you stomach the Jets?
No, I'm not going to do that
question.
either. I can't.
I want Pittsburgh if it was going to be Rudolph, but now you're going to have Howard and then Aller the whole game, and Geno, and then Klubnik, and then Zappe. So Zappe was terrible. Klubnik looked good. Probably a series or 2 for Geno. That's not bad in the move there. Jets now favored.
I think I like the Steelers more, that they're not going to go with Rudolph. Give me a little bit of the unknown with Howard and what we saw last week with Aller. Geno Smith, you're right, is going to start. Maybe a series or 2 there. But how much is it going to be past Klubnik? That's my biggest question. Because I'll take Howard and Aller beyond.
Hold on. You want Aller against 4th string. Now he's going up now.
Well,
now he's coming in early. Let's see if he can do the same thing.
But I think that's going to be.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well.
But McCarthy was
I can't disagree with that. But
McCarthy was certainly aggressive in the first game and went for it inside his own 30. And you saw Shanahan did it several times. And now Quinn has switched up. He's going to go with the starters in the early game tomorrow. So it's Dobbs for Detroit. Starters will go for Washington. Mariota's out for the preseason, although Hartman and the other kid looked good when they blasted Miami last week. So that number's come down. And Detroit only laying a small number in that game to start the morning.
Hartman was on the field for all 3 of the Commanders' first-half scoring drives in that Week 1 preseason game. The Panthers-Jags game tonight, Carolina 2-9 straight up in ATS in the preseason. Jacksonville 6-1 straight up and ATS last 7 following up a preseason win. Unfortunately for the Panthers, there's no Haynes King. That's the guy that I want to be on. Looks like it's going to be Young, Pickett, Trask tonight.
Not bad, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
They're dreadful, though. They're on a 1-9 ATS run in the preseason.
Yeah, no good there. No good.
Yes, prior to the Hall of Fame. Yes, it has been. And I'm going to give the Browns another shot, and I'm going to give the Colts a chance here. And I think the Colts should cover. And
I like the Colts, too.
Yep, because Richardson played well, just with the silly turnovers. Wide receivers let him down against the Patriots. So we'll go Riley Leonard into Richardson, and they're fighting it out for the backup job there. And then also what we talked about. I mean, it's no Tua, it's no Penix. You got Cooper Rush and an undrafted D2 kid,
right, for Atlanta.
And how bad they were against Denver. So Indy moved the ball no problem in the last game. Just the yards at one point were like 400 to 150.
All they have to do, because I'm quite confident they'll do the same thing tonight, move the football. Just you can't have 4 turnovers, especially like one at the 1-yard line. Eliminate that stuff, and I'm pretty confident like they're going to score, and they'll probably cover. They're 11-2 over the total of their last 13 in the preseason. Also, again, not going to put too much stock into this. Not telling you to bet Miami automatically.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Atlanta. 5-26 ATS run.
Yes, there you go. That's another thing in that game.
That's impossible.
Because Miami now, new coaching staff, obviously, tons of new players. After their last 6 preseason losses, They have bounced back, winning straight up, and ATS, average margin of victory, 22 points per game. They're getting the Giants, obviously, this weekend. But again, what does that really mean? I mean, if it comes in tomorrow night or over the weekend.
Well, some of them have been solid. I know.
Yeah.
Kansas City's lost 6 in a row. Rams have covered 7 in a row.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
That's right.
Kind of flipped there with that one. Do you have a best bet for tonight?
I got that. I do not, but I would say if you put a gun to my head, I think Denver continues to rock and roll.
The great Lisa Ann joins the show up next, in town for a busy fantasy football weekend. She's going to join us in studio. A lot to get into for this upcoming season next here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
The biggest contest we've ever seen.
Seriously, what's the guarantee?
They're still talking about it.
I think it's time to put the rumors to rest.
Showtime.
$30 million.
$30 million?
$30 million? $30 million?
That's $30 million guaranteed. 3 contests, multiple ways to win, no rate. Entry starting at $1,000. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in today. I think this is about 7, 8, 9, 10 years in the making. Can't wait to talk to our next guest. I would be lying if I said that I have done a lot of research recently on Lisa Ann, because the truth is I've been doing research on her my entire adult life. And she joins us in studio now. Good to see you. How are you?
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
You are in town hosting the Fantasy Huddle at Tailgate Beach Club at Mandalay Bay this weekend. People can go to tailgatebeachclub.com/fantasyfootball. This is tomorrow and Sunday?
Yes, it is. Saturday and Sunday. And I'm so excited because I love being a part of people's drafts. I mean, fantasy football just brings communities together. It's a great time to smack talk and do all the things you can't do in your regular life. You can't get canceled in your league. You just get to harass each other. And it's just a great community, and I'm really thankful that it's become a part of my life. I mean, 2013 was when I first started covering fantasy, and every year around this time of year, I reach out to Matt Deutsch, my old boss, and I'm like, thank you so much for bringing this into my life because it's my happy place.
Do you remember any of the players that you had on your, maybe it was before 2013, I don't know, but
the
players you had on your first ever team?
Yeah, I remember I was dumb. My first year, I had never played fantasy before. And though I knew sports, I didn't know fantasy. So I drafted a lot of Cowboys. I never did that again because only let your team break your heart once in a weekend, not on your squad and on your TV, right? Also, I remember Marshawn Lynch. I also remember that was the year that people were taking the Seahawks defense very early in their drafts. And somebody told me to do it in the Stern League, and I did it, and I was so ridiculed, right? But then it really worked out for me. Seahawks defense, 2013 was everything.
Right. There was a year in a home league, I want to say it was 2002, that I was a commissioner of. My godfather had the number 2 overall pick. He took the Baltimore Ravens defense. And everybody was like, wait, what is it? He made the title game. He made the title game that year. Crazy things happen all the time. So the Circa obviously going on this weekend is massive as well. What can people expect when they go over to Mandalay Bay?
I'm going to make sure that I check in with every single league, stay connected with them through the season. You know, I pulled draft orders for about 6 weeks before this time of the year on Cameo. So I get to know a lot of leagues remotely. And then to get to see them in person, pretty exciting.
That's awesome.
Because some leagues I've been pulling their draft orders since 2015. So we've built a good relationship. Like I get to know which league mates are getting married, having kids, buying houses, and I do a good 10 to 15 minute video for every cameo.
Wow.
To celebrate bringing in the season and the league.
You have a huge following. I can't believe 4 million followers on Instagram. How protective are you of your brand, and how big is that, and how important is that to you? About how you want to keep that and have the huge following?
You know, it is really difficult, especially with a question that you were going to ask about imposters, right? Yeah. So I report about 1,100 to 1,500 imposters a week through Meta alone. X has made it impossible, but what's interesting right now is we're seeing parents winning lawsuits against Meta, and they're going to have to pay out trillions of dollars. This is what it's going to end up state by state. They already say it's like at 3.2 trillion already for Meta. And so I think the next wave of lawsuits will be those of us who are going to be able to go to them and say, okay, I've been losing 18 hours of my work week a week reporting these imposters. These imposters are not getting removed. They're using my likeness. You have my trademark. I send it to you every week. And they're making money off of me. They're scamming fans. They're committing fraud. And you're allowing this because you want the kind of feed. You want all of this. But what's funny is my friends will get banned, and then the imposters will not get banned using the same images. So it's like we really need to straighten this out, because why have a trademark and why have a trademark attorney if you're not going to listen to them? And that becomes an expensive undertaking as well.
You have between 1,100 and 1,500 imposter accounts that you report every week. For how long?
I am diligent on it. I've been doing this for probably 10 years now. And I've logged all the hours, because I will sue back for those hours. I will get those hours back. I will be a part of the spearhead of the campaign. I'm releasing a 3rd book in November, and it's called Gen Online. By the way, this is the first time I've said the title anywhere. I've showed friends the book cover, and I'm talking a lot about this and about how we have to be more protective and guarded of our brands on the internet, and how these companies have to help us. And they're not helping us. And we're the creators that give them free content. We're the whole reason people come to their feed, because of us.
Yeah, and you have to do that on your own?
You do.
Can you create like an AI bot to help you out?
So I'm working on that right now, because I have a digital twin. I have an AI digital twin that does new content. She webcams. She does everything. So I don't have to be in the adult space at all anymore. Anybody that wants that, you go to OChat AI. My digital twin's right there. So now I'm working on building a digital twin for myself that can be a personal assistant that will go in and fill out the reports for me. Because what Meta has done is it's about a 10-step process to report each one. Each one. You have to upload your trademark and your IDs with each one.
Oh, what a nightmare.
It is a nightmare. And I'm really just doing it for the process of doing it so that when I do get the chance to speak in front of somebody, which I know I will, I can be the person that's in front of this and saying, this is how many hours, this is just us protecting our brand and likeness. You would do this for VSiN, you would do this for DraftKings. You don't see imposters for DraftKings.
Right.
You have to care about everybody.
So you want to be the face of this at the end when there's eventually a payoff, which there will be one at some point. Okay.
For sure.
I want to get a couple of fantasy questions because we could talk to you for the entire show.
I'm ready.
So I want to throw like a side-by-side next to you. I have concerns about both these guys. One, Devon Achane for the Dolphins and Christian McCaffrey, where they're going. Which guy do you trust more based on like their current ADP?
Man, it is so tough, right? Because with McCaffrey, you could have such a big season, but then you could also have nothing. What do you have, over 400 touches last season? I don't trust the system with Achane as much. So if I was going to throw all caution to the wind, I'm going for upside. I'm going for McCaffrey. I mean, that's just what you're going to have to do. But I still worry about both. Achane is just less proven to me, less consistent. And I just feel like the way McCaffrey works out and lives his life, his dedication to the craft, we're seeing younger athletes now that do things differently. Remember before, the athletes would all party all summer and they'd come back with like a beer gut to camp. You know what I mean? Now everybody arrives, best shape of their life every year. They're doing all the things. They're doing the cryotherapy. They're doing the cold baths. They're doing all of the things, and I think it makes a huge difference. So I'd go McCaffrey.
Sorry, are you buying the Chargers hype and what Harbor could look like now with McDaniel coming in?
Man, I want to, but can you? I mean, can you buy it?
He's 0-3 in the playoffs, I know.
I just can't buy it because we always say third quarter is a totally different game for the Chargers. I mean, what they do in the fourth quarter is what matters, and that's when they perform their worst every game. They got a great quarterback. They got everything, but like holding on to players like Keenan Allen for years. Like Keenan Allen was a great player, but once he started getting those injuries, he was never the same. And now you're holding on for what? Hope? Your season cannot rely on hope. It has to rely on consistency.
How about Gibbs? Do you think he's going to dominate and have a big year in Detroit?
Okay, this is my question. So, like, you're drafting from the 1 or 2 spot. You know, you got Bijan right there, and you got Gibbs. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Are you trading back to get Gibbs? Because Dijon's going to go first. I do believe Gibbs can get it done. But I'm one that wants to get the backup. I do handcuff all my running backs because I believe in it. If it's a good system, I'm handcuffing, right? Because I know you're going to get. But we also have to not be so attached. Don't think that your fantasy running back is going to make it to the end of the season. Look at it like if you get 6 good weeks, around week 4, you're really on that waiver wire. There's some new players coming up. You're putting them on your bench. Like you're making those moves. There's too much of thought of like, oh, I need this guy to perform all season. No, get your good games and then move on.
Are you a running back first? You got to have him right away, or do you go with the other idea, maybe 0 running backs, and you concentrate on wide receivers first?
I can't do 0 running back. I
try.
You can't do it? I just can't do it. I just can't pull it. It doesn't work for me. I like that balance. Of course, it depends on your scoring system, but we know the running backs have a shorter dynamic shelf life each season. They do more with the blocking as well. These injuries really start to pile up. You can get a receiver halfway through the season. I mean, I took Higgins last year, like week 8, and he really performed for the last couple of weeks, right? So your receivers, I think you can be more on a flyer like you do with your tight ends, but I do want to have a solid running back or two.
Do you have an opinion on a player who could be this year's JSN? Or is that just like kind of a one-off type deal?
I think that's a one-off. How about you? Do you?
I would go.
He's better at it than I am.
I would think Chris Olave would be that guy. If we're going to get someone to come from the clouds this year, like JSN did a season ago, because he was a target monster a year ago. I like Kellen Moore as a play caller. I think Shuck's good, maybe really good.
Yeah.
The Tyson injury, I think, actually might help out with Olave shares. I bet him the other day 120-1 offensive player of the year.
Smart bet. Also, you think about the fact that Olave, in a lot of people's eyes, they just look back at the injury history, but his injuries were very unusual. It's kind of like Joe Burrow had appendix before a season. Like, you got to really consider what's taking place. Olave had some bad concussions. That really set him back. It made him. So if you're looking at overall stats to draft before the season, the numbers don't tell the true story. Because when he's in there, he is amazing.
What do you think of Stroud?
Man, I just want to love Stroud. I mean, I love the Texans. I did a lot of work with a sports radio show in Houston, so I got to go to a preseason game every year. I don't know if it's his height issue that really messes with his vision, but there's a lack of something there. Remember that rookie season was next level.
Yeah, I know.
And then we all drafted him.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And now he's already dealing with his number one wide receiver is out for the season. How do you recover from that? It's like, I will not draft one Browns player this season. You know why? Because if your ones don't know who their one is, and they're still divvying up is it going to be Watson? Is it going to be Sanders? Like, how are your wide receivers and tight ends supposed to adjust and prepare?
So
they don't even know who's throwing them the ball.
So you would also avoid Junkins?
I would.
You would, huh?
I know he's going to go, but those are the players that I love that a league mate will take, and I don't have to deal with it.
The great Lisa Ann with us in studio hosting the Fantasy Huddle Tailgate Beach Club at Mandalay Bay this weekend. We'll tell you more about that coming up. We'll dive a little bit more into fantasy as well, obviously. What would life have been like if OnlyFans existed several years ago as we continue here on VSiN?
The chaos continues the week after Thanksgiving.
But that's the beauty of this contest. You've got to make 18 picks plus the 2 on the holidays.
Well, week 14 early was brutal. We're down to 11 right now.
At this point, you have to walk away with money. You got to get your money now.
All the entries on 3 teams.
If you haven't had 7 heart attacks playing Survivor already, you're probably lucky.
New episodes Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN. Check out Stormy and JVT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
They weren't playing catch. They were playing drops out there a lot for Boise State offensively.
No, screw that, okay? There's no class. There's no sportsmanship. We're trying to win games here, all right?
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We continue now with the great Lisa Ann in studio. She is hosting the Fantasy Huddle at Tailgate Beach Club, Mandalay Bay this weekend. If you're going to be in town, or if now you're thinking about coming to town to go over and meet her, be a part of it, it's tomorrow and Sunday. Here's where you can go, tailgatebeachclub.com/fantasyfootball. She's also on all socials. Again, it's at The Real Lisa Ann. Don't fall for one of the 1,500 imposter accounts she has to report on a weekly basis. It's going to take me a while to get over that number overall. You're a Cowboys fan, but you have lived in New York for a long, long time. The Giants this year are intriguing to me. I think they're at least 1 year away before they're going to be a player in the NFC. Schedule's too tough, whatever. But what do you think of their skilled guys for fantasy this year? Neighbors coming off the injury, same thing with Cam Scattaboo.
I mean, there's so much risk there, right? Because we're still seeing these injuries. We're still seeing tightness at camp, which concerns me. Tightness leads to other things. And tightness, when you're drafting, sure, you can take a risk on one, but you're going to do two. You're going to have two players in your first 3 rounds where they're still dealing with something. We've seen calves flare up and last for 6 weeks of the season. 6 weeks. So I do think the Giants definitely will be in a better position than they were, but they still have to make some decisions. Is Odell going to make it? Is he going to be on the roster by the time they make their cuts? I cannot wait till cut day. How about you guys?
No, it's going to be very intriguing. Like, should he make it? Is he?
I don't think so.
What? Go ahead.
I can't. I don't think so either. I think you're too far removed from the sport. I think your body gets conditioned to playing, routine, season, this, and then you take a couple years off. It's like, how many boxers have we seen come back?
Yeah.
And it never works out. I mean, look at McGregor. That fight was a blur.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't fought in that many years. He thought he could just go in with the same mojo he had 5 years ago.
Yeah. The first time we talked to you, he asked about, I can't imagine what your DMs look like. So you said your third book's coming out.
Yes.
Have you been offered a book to kiss and tell, or about all those athletes or people over the years who have slid into your DMs and you could ruin lives, relationships, etc.?
And this is exactly why I self-publish, because no publisher will take one of my books without me dropping names and without me bringing people into the fold, which I think is unfair. If I interacted with somebody in the 90s, first of all, this is our private time. We don't need to share it with everybody. And this person's moved on. They have a family. Why should their name be dragged into something? You know, so every time I've sat with a publisher, they're like, well, you need to give us some dirt. You need to give us this. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just self-publish. Then I own everything. That's what I do.
Good for you.
I don't do it.
Good for you.
I don't do it.
But you understand how big of a book that would be?
I do.
That's bestseller immediately.
I do.
Yeah, and you don't care.
I have notes. You know what I mean? I have a little safe at home with some very important notes. Who I may have cooked for on their 21st birthday. Who I may have done, players reaching out to me, say, we have this rookie, we need you to go out to dinner with him. Okay, great. So I have notes, but I just feel like privacy it's very important to protect, and it keeps you in a good space where people trust you. I want to be trusted for the rest of my life. I'm more worried about my karma than fame.
What if OnlyFans
Good answer.
Yeah, it was. What if OnlyFans was around years ago? Would you have 20 homes? Would you be making $1 million a month?
I don't think so, because I don't think people were as obsessed with the internet 20 years ago. And I think what we created in the timing of OnlyFans, remember, OnlyFans quadrupled during the pandemic because people were home. They had more time. Now we've got this very antisocial young generation where their parents just handed them a phone at 10 and all they do is this, okay? So they are more apt to do this. I can't see one of you sitting on OnlyFans and believing you're talking to a star for 3 hours a night and it's not her management team that has somebody answering her messages. Like, I just think the generation before was too smart and we just dumbed everybody down enough to buy in. And now they're buying in. And whether they're spending all their money on OnlyFans or whether they're spending it on sports betting, young people have more choices than we had. And to us, adult content was something you did once in a while. You went to the bookstore, you had to give them your ID. You weren't going to face that person 3 times a week. You got a magazine. You looked at the same magazine for the whole month. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like those were the days.
Totally different.
And you weren't obsessed with it. Now young people are more obsessed with stars in the industry than athletes. I mean, 11% less young men are playing sports in the high school level than before we handed kids phones at 10 years old. Kids need to be in sports. I played basketball my whole life, right? It teaches you how to get along with people, what your strengths are, what somebody else's strengths are. And we got to break away from all of these devices.
We interviewed Mike Tyson years ago, and he brought up, she was in the news at the time, Sarah Palin. And it went sideways. You're talking to Mike Tyson. So, and we got death threats. So what was it like when you are portraying a political figure who's in the news, and what was your career like, and what was the life like after that portrayal of Palin?
Well, I'll tell you what, not one club in Alaska would let me come there and feature dance because they said this state loves her too much and you will not be alive. You will not leave this state alive. You will not stay at a hotel and have somebody not tell them where you are.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I couldn't dance there. So Alaska was my last state to visit. I went in 2019 on a 10-day vacation with my friend who shoots content for me. So we did all the things, dog sledding, helicopter to a private glacier, all the things. We went to Wasala, where Sarah's from, and I did a whole little video in front of the welcome to Wasala. But nobody would host me because they loved her so much up there. And so it was cool. I mean, it was a game changer. I got to be in the Eminem video.
Yes.
We made you, like, I will be 99 years old and still be able to go to YouTube and show people I was cool one day. I was in an Eminem video. I was really cool when I was young, you know? So it changed my life.
By the way, I've been to, I think it would be considered Anchorage's #1 leading club before, and it was outstanding. And no dice, huh?
No dice. They
No
wouldn't
dice.
have me. I forget the name of it. It's a unique name.
I can say it on the air, can I?
Yeah, you can.
It's the Great Alaskan Bush Company. Yes. Yes.
My cousin's a bouncer. You're welcome anytime.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
God, I'd love to go back now. But
that's a good time.
Yeah, that was a game changer for me. Thank you, Sarah.
How is it that Alaska, like I was there one night with my buddies in the military and I had to catch a red eye and we were there for several hours and I'm like, they're coming down the stairs and I'm looking at my buddy's named Shannon. I'm like, are we in Vegas right? Where are they coming from? It was like, I was blown away at how elite that club was.
There's beautiful women up there. Beautiful women. And they're all concentrated to that one club. So you think about it, it's a big state. They're coming over from Fairbanks.
Yeah.
There's not a good club in Fairbanks. They're going to that club. So you're right. And it's a beautiful state. I
love it.
Alaska.
It's amazing.
Did you go in the winter or the summer?
No, I went summer both times.
Okay, so you did 24-hour daylight?
Pretty much.
Okay, I went winter because I wanted to see the snow-capped. I wanted to go to Denali, see the snow-capped mountains. I wanted to be with the Mushers. We followed the Iditarods, so
That'd
we
be
were
great.
part of all that. Like, it's beautiful. Everyone should go there. And it's skiing there, like
100%.
it snows 12 inches an hour. So they put a little measuring stick down at the lift at the beginning of the day, and then by the end of the day, it's all the way up to here. The fresh powder is so next level. I loved it there.
Just watched some of your work, of course. Had to prep for your appearance.
Okay.
You were great in Billions.
Thank you.
How did this come about? Because I love Axelrod and I love the show. How that you
Well, and that scene too was
the scene's great.
Hard Bob, baby. So I was a super fan of Billions, and what I would do is I'd wait and I'd watch the show because it was on Showtime, right? Or was it HBO? So if you had Showtime, you could watch it Saturday night.
Yeah.
And so I would leave the club where I was feature dancing at like 2, 3 in the morning. I'd go right to the hotel, waiting for my 6 a.m. flight, and I would just pop it up and I'd watch it there, and then I would be live tweeting from the airport about all the Billions things. So the producers reached out to me, asking me to be on their podcast. And I reached out to all my friends. I said, I'm going to be on Billions. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I got invited on the podcast, and I know what this means. I'm going to be on the show. The day of the podcast, they had to cancel because one of the hosts had to get a wisdom tooth pulled. And so they called to cancel, and they said, but don't worry, we're going to write a spot in for you on next season. I was like, yes, I'm going to be on the show. This is so much better than podcast. That's how it happened.
Oh.
Just out of them making good on canceling on me, same day they wrote in that little scenario.
How cool is that? The first 4 seasons of Billions is, I'll put that up against almost any show. It was Axelrod's the man.
Yeah. He was. I mean, Succession took a different spin. I like Succession as well, but you're right. Billions, the storytelling, the locations, the cast, it's a good show. You could rewatch it. You can just go back in and rewatch.
How about, because I know you got property there, how about the real life story with Succession with the Bus family right now?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't this something?
My gosh. I kind of predicted this was going to come about. I mean, you think about how long could Jeannie hold on before they team up against her?
Uh-huh.
And it's heartbreaking for her. She doesn't want to. Did you watch Running Point on Netflix?
It's awesome.
He's seen it, yeah.
So awesome.
Love it.
First season's good, yeah.
But, I mean, this is what happens with families in business. They really start to hate each other, and somebody's always going to get greedy and say, let's cash out. And that's what's happening. And she wants to be involved.
The trust is
But
fascinating.
I wonder how much LeBron knew of this before he left. That was my first thought. When all this drama started, I thought, I bet you LeBron exited quietly stage left for one of these reasons.
Good theory.
I mean, like,
That's
look,
something.
how many balls are on the court? How are they going to play this Sixers team? I mean, what's Joel going to play? 50 games? Okay, great.
50.
Joel, maybe 40, okay? Like, yeah, you're right. But how are they going to do this? Where is this going to work? I understand Jalen was a big pull for him probably as well, but I did not even have them on my radar. Did you?
No.
I didn't have the Sixers on my radar.
They were 8%. Yeah,
I was like,
7-8%
Golden
Kelsey.
West. They're going to, they're going to go to Golden State. Like, no doubt. No.
So here's the deal. Tomorrow and Sunday, Lisa Ann is hosting the Fantasy Huddle at Tailgate Beach Club. Phenomenal pool area, obviously, at Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
To get tickets, tailgatebeachclub.com/fantasyfootball. Again, tailgatebeachclub.com/fantasyfootball. I was just there 2 weeks ago. It's outstanding. And again, at the real Lisa Ann on socials. Do not fall for one of those imposters. Dynamite having you in today. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend, okay?
You as well.
Up next, we'll dive into Survivor contest here at Circa. What do proxies think? Can we get to 25,000?